Hello, good evening, one and all present here.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome, welcome to the final session on the cyber crimes webinar. I would like our Honorable Mr. Pranitha Biyan sir to continue the session.
Participants, good evening. I welcome you for the third day session on the cyber crimes. Well, till yesterday we have discussed various activities of the fraudsters and various different categories of cybercrime. Today, as a final day of our discussion, I'll be specifically focusing on some leftover categories of cybercrime and also how we can actually raise a complaint or what is the procedures to be followed while launching a police complaint is what we'll also be covering in this discussion at this hour. So yesterday we were discussing at the last, we were discussing about the phishing attacks. The phishing attacks, as per our yesterday's discussion, there'll be a mail, there'll be a link sent to you, and clicking that link would actually land to a specific page, and that page would not be the actual brand website, but it could be a page created purposefully for this particular activity. However, Skanda, can you please make me the host so that I can share the screen?
Yes, sir.
So today I'll be extending the discussion on the phishing, whereas the phishing as a theme or as a category of the crime has one more extended flavor for it. The extended flavor here is that when you get an email, people tend to understand emails in different way. However, when we discuss about the crimes and the email, that has very close connectivity towards you being the victim. While the cybercrime day 3, yes. Sure. Participants, please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. While on the screen, dear participants, you are able to see the different email addresses. However, when I am asking you to check out what could be the genuine, what is the difference between these two emails, by careful observation, you are able to find that yes, there is some data which is, somewhere it is missing, somewhere it is not correct. But when this mail is used to send you the mail, where if you consider the first email was the actual email, and second email, if I create for the purpose of committing the fraud, it is very less often that at the pace of your working time, at the pace of your stress during your working hours and other aspects, you would not pay so much of attention to the particular email address, what character is missing. In both the emails, I have purposefully added or removed not one specific character, especially the second character, the second email which you can see, there is a dot, and the second email, the fourth line here has a underscoring. The underscore and such dots are those which often people don't really pay attention towards, because for you, you are supposed to be receiving a mail from Indian Indian containing some characters of 1, 0, and 2. But this also contains 1, 0, 2, but it is not the same sequence of zeros or other characters. So like this, if a mail is sent, the businesses today are getting affected with such kind of fake emails. For the creation of the email, both the emails are different. Every character or any special character would change the identity of the email. And at this point in time, one simple feedback to all the participants. If in case somebody is giving you an email, please don't ask them, should that be in capitals or lowercase? The emails are not case sensitive. You can use complete capitals or complete lowercase, but every special character makes a difference for your email, but not the capital or the lowercase of the characters. But when this is a trend of the committing the crimes on the businesses, dear participants, this is something which has to be understood as a procedure or the sequence of events. First of all, there are businesses which do overseas business. You send you place an order to some company in a foreign country, and they're supposed to be giving you some product, or you're supposed to be making them some transfer, whatever is the actual business. You receive a mail, but with a request to transfer the funds to a new bank account. And in the email, it would say, our bank has some issue and we request you to transfer the amount to some new bank. Okay, for you, the email address what you are supposed to be checking would be very closely resembling with the actual email address. And the display name of any email is at the hand of the email user. You can go to email settings, okay, and change what it should be displaying in the email. I could be using xyz as gmail.com as my email address, but I can change my display name as President of India. When the email is received, that President of India would be read. That means if you are doing a business with a X company, and when you receive an email stating that X company name in the email as a display name, you really don't have time to validate from where it came from, because the characters in the email would be more or less having the similar entries. But if this is an email which is received from the public domain, that is open source Gmail or Yahoo emails, then one or two characters would be missing or added, that you can actually do an investigation or to understand. When you really look at it, then you can definitely able to understand, yes, there are characters missing or characters present. And the biggest threat here is that when you receive an email from certain domain names, okay, say for example, you are supposed to be receiving email from Amazon.com. You have placed an order, and Amazon.com is going to request you to pay some money towards the bank account. But what email address do you expect? Mr. Krishna @Amazon.com. That should be his email address. But even in the domain name Amazon.com, I would actually make the Amazon.com with some extra character. AMASON. Amazon.com can be my domain name. Or instead of Amazon.com, I'm going to have Amazon.in or any such extensions. But the initial name and the Amazon terminology would still remain the same. But only that last extension can be different, or anything in the particular email could be changed as per the plan and action of the fraudster. Ultimately, the display name would be very closely resembling to the actual email what you are supposed to be receiving. So you tend to believe that particular email to be genuine. This is a case of misrepresentation and impersonation. This is happening very frequently in the international transactions. Because for you got an email because your vendor or your client requested you to make a payment to some other account. You did the changes in the banking transfer, you made the payment, everything is fine. But then this person sends you a mail that they have not received the transaction, please make a payment. Then you will be surprised. So here, this transactions are frequently when it is happening in the businesses, you don't know where the whole thing is compromised. Participants, this can only be done by someone who knows about your business here or at the receiving end, who knows from where and all that person is receiving the email, and they know a specific transaction because they know this particular amount is to be received. Maybe they have overseen invoice, they have overseen some reliable information, either your system is compromised or the receiver end's system or the network is compromised. With this kind of intelligence, yes, there is a possibility that people might misrepresent or impersonate the whole transaction with the display names or the fake emails which can be used to commit the crimes. So this is exclusively for the business of entrepreneurs or business transactions, where different businesses will have different checklists or parameters. But still, since I keep listening to this kind of issues with the small time entrepreneurs or unorganized business transactions, people must be very careful in dealing with the email transactions because of this nature of fraud. Okay, participants, the next category of the crime which we are discussing here, as an individual, you can be targeted in the category of the extortion, or I would term it as sextortion. The terminology is specific to the nature of act. However, extortion is getting any kind of benefit, okay, putting other person at a threat. That's what it means. The benefit can be by cash or in kind or whatever. But the sextortion here is again some element of certain personal life which would amount to the later resulting in the extortion. For this category of crime, dear participants, probably you must really understand the environment, because this is happening for targeted category of male and especially senior citizens. And most of the senior citizens, when they become a victim of this particular crime, they will not even disclose that they have been victimized of this particular scam. What happens? I'll discuss that in detail. WhatsApp video calls, that is one of the very important keyword. WhatsApp video call, you must be very careful in receiving any kind of unknown number WhatsApp video calls. Third, because of the video call, it gets on to a honey trap. So I believe every one of you here knows what is honey trap. If not, please search and please understand what is honey trap, and later it will result in extortion. So I am just showing you on the screen some screenshots which I have recorded for myself on the sequence how the honey trap or the extortion resulting in sextortion would occur. See, any random WhatsApp just start texting you. How does these people get your number? Because of your social media profiles. And they would still ping you on the Facebook or Instagram. They ask you, I want to get connected to you through WhatsApp. When you share your WhatsApp, this is the kind of communication. And what is significant here is the timeline. Participants, understand how the communication started here. Normally it starts with a hi and you reply to that same thing. And look at exactly at 11:55 the communication starts, less than a minute. Probably because of the screen recording, the display picture is not visible to you. Please pay careful attention. That's a female profile which you can see in the display picture. And suddenly the kind of communication, she says baby, and this only means that person is trying to be acting very close to you to win your confidence for the communication. Okay, and suddenly the person proposes a video call. For most of the men, okay, they would actually be feeling themselves so lucky that look at this female, a beautiful female is texting me through my WhatsApp or through my Facebook. She got to connect with me and she texted me on the WhatsApp. I have the direct number of this particular girl, and suddenly she's texting me if I'm okay with having a video call. My God, she made my day. So this is the usual impression which the category of this particular targets get onto. But what happens next? When the video call proposal is given, the person is driving you to go to the washroom. Full enjoy, okay baby. So this is like an intimate conversation which the person intends to have with you. And for most of the people, if they don't know about the kind of scam, they feel they are the luckiest, and this is the day which they always wanted to have. And what is important here is that person wants to capture your face. Participants, once you are not aligned to their demand, their requirement, they trigger. Okay, रहने दो, तुम्हारा बस की बात नहीं है. मतलब you are not really a man, you are a not interested fellow, something, because that is a phase they try to trigger you because you are cooperating for their intention. And with this, okay, this is the conversation which ends, but I would like to take you to the whole sequence of what it happens. The other side is not actually a lady. It could be anyone, a male or a female, that is immaterial, but the purpose of their communicating with you is to capture you watching, because on the WhatsApp video call, the other person's display will be on one size and the camera which you're using will be on one size. But the other person sitting there, what they do is that the moment they call on the WhatsApp video call, they would hold their camera onto some computer screen which would have some kind of pornographic clip, and that particular act is not again live. It's a pre-recorded video of any kind of pornographic content, and they just will display, could be like a girl stripping herself, okay, and you being a man and or a senior citizen this side, you keep watching what is that person is doing. Two options. One is that you could be really interested in what the other person is doing. Yes. Second thing, you could even be shocked. Arey, how can such a new person do all these things? And before you even realize what is happening, that person would have screen recorded the whole video call. And they're going to send you the video to say, look, I have captured what you are watching. You're trying to have a relationship with a girl. You're trying to have a different kinds of a personal life. I'm going to send this video to your wife. I'm going to send this video to your daughter. I'm going to send this video to your son-in-law. Such a senior person, and he would have got the daughters married or daughters are yet to be married. And look at the situation right now. And now they start demanding not to disclose this video, put us so much of money. And this person would think they pay the money, but it doesn't end over there. This is where it actually starts. And 2 days later or sometime later, this person will again be communicated saying that, look, my friend has made another copy. To delete that, this much of money is to be given. And such copies never ends. Till the time you are paying them the money, they keep threatening you. And the solution for this is that they have no intention to release your video to anyone. If they release it, they know they'll not get paid. With this fear, with this threat of the video being leaked out, this is where they play the typical emotional game. This is what I call it as sextortion. But the simple solution for this is that just block that particular caller, be done with it. They will never they will try to contact you from different numbers, but till the time you pose yourself scared, they would definitely share this information. But there are instances where they have tried communicating this as a video to some of your known network because they are following you on your Facebook, because they know who are your friends, who are the regular commenters, who are your family, everything they know from your social media activity. However, there is a participant who has raised the hand. I would request keep your question pending, because I'll take all the questions at last. Proceeding further, now we just discussed about male category being targeted, or the senior citizens. Male senior citizens are the frequently targeted or frequently victimized on that particular scam. Here, another category of the cybercrime is for the relationships. This particularly is focused on females. See, fraudsters are also so organized. They know whom to target and for what specific reason they are targeting. Here, The fraudster will have a beautiful social media profile again, or Facebook profile, or any kind of LinkedIn profile, and this person projects a very a wealthy profile. Wealthy profile, like he bindas spends, he earns in crores, he owns bungalows, cars, chartered planes, everything. And this person starts communicating with a female who is the target. Hey, I'm mesmerized with your beauty. I want to be, in touch with you. The innocent girl this side would start communicating, and couple of instances later. I say instances because there are people who would pose such relationships just like that, or some people would take some time. They also know the first instance nobody believed them. So after a few days of chatting, then they propose, hey, I am in love with you. Okay, if I am in India, I really want to get married to you. Okay, all this hangama they start. The girl this side starts believing that, wow, look how fortunate I am. There is a guy who is so wealthy, he likes me. How lucky I could be. If I get married to him, my God, my family will be secure. I can settle in US, UK, London, wherever you want. So this is again an emotional game. Next, what happens is that this guy, out of the relationship, out of the love he has on you, he wants to send you a bucket full of gifts for you. He wants to gift you the newly launched iPhone. He wants to gift you iWatch. He wants to gift you Tab. He wants to gift all the international brand, purses, cosmetics, whatever. That would amount somewhere around 10, 12 lakhs in your currency. And he will send, look, I am out of my love towards you, I am sending you the gift. Please take it. He sent it. And you, even though you're telling, no, I don't want it, you still say, no, it's my love and affection. You please keep it. Any which way, if there's a thing that I am going to lose, you please keep it. And the next day, you get a call. They say, you are the girl. You get a call from a so-called customs officer. And the call says, look, you have got a customs, you have got a package from so-and-so country. And this custom duty is to be paid to deliver these products to you. The articles in this consignment is valued up to around 10-12 lakhs. So the custom duty will come up to around 80,000 to 1 lakh, whatever the number they're going to give it. And if you pay, we'll release the customs. We will release the articles. You are like two things here again. One is that you think, yeah, I just arranging some 80,000 to 1 lakh. I can get 13, 14 lakhs of worth of product. Even if I just receive it and just sell it off to 50% of its cost, I can still be richer. Or if you don't have such money, you're going to call this person again, the sender. You will say, man, listen, I don't have so much of money, so I can't do anything. And this guy would say, look, because I have sent you all the articles because of love and affection, you arrange some money, you just get it released. I'll come to India very soon. I'll pay all the money to you. So with this promise, you are, forced or kind of obligated to take that particular article. And the whole system here is a scam. And that person, when you say, I reside in the same city, if the consignment is addressed to Mumbai, for example, you say, I'm in Mumbai only, I'll come to the airport customs and take it. And the custom officer will say, do you think you can come to the customs section? It is so secure. You are not allowed inside the customs. You are only allowed to come to the airport. That's it. You cannot come inside the customs section. So you are only allowed to do this. So they try to give you such reasons to convince you to make the payment to them. So this, the sequence of events is very, very important to be understood, because there are girls, and I have personally witnessed these transactions where some of the girls have even pledged their jewels to get release the money to get this kind of articles released. And such jewels were actually kept for their own marriage by their parents. Without telling the same thing to the parents. Secretly, they get the jewels out because they know next month he's going to come. I can take the money, get the articles released, keep it back. They have different plans, weird plans, and they are trusting a person who is on social media, who is projecting a fake identity by default. So this is a relationship fraud, which the females are often targeted, and this is the sequence of events which people get victimized in the name of relationships. Next. Participant, this is a new trend. I'm not sure if some of you here would have witnessed this kind of situations, but you might witness, because you suddenly get a IVRS call. Because I said yesterday, even the fraudsters today are so organized, they use technology. You suddenly receive a call which says, dear customer, your FedEx courier has been returned undelivered. Please press 1 to talk to our customer care executive. Which courier? You don't know. You are curious. You are made curious. You press that customer care number and it gets connected to the so-called operator. That person says, yes sir, you have got a courier which is received and it is rejected because of some custom clearance issue. You are actually surprised which courier, which is that consumer which I have sent. You will have no idea, because there exists no such courier at all. But still, they would actually take your name. They first ask you to confirm your identity, or they might already have your identity by different sources. So I'm talking about different preparations by different category of fraudsters. Okay, they might only have your name. Okay, and they might also have some contact number of yours. Okay, with this, they try to get further information, and they would say, okay, your parcel is missing or it is returned, and there are certain valuable and restricted items in this particular consignment. Me sending the consignment itself, I don't know, but what it is containing as restricted items. And at this time, your call will be transferred to the Mumbai crime branch. Okay, because this has restricted items, and you are now supposed to be scrutinized by the intelligence agency. So the customer care executive of the courier service is transferring your call to Mumbai crime branch. What a network. Now the call gets transferred to Mumbai customs officer, and the kind of confidence in which they talk, even the actual officers do not talk like that. Okay, they have a typical attitude. बोलो क्यों फोन किया है, तो पता नहीं कि क्या हुआ है. This is the tone in which they are going to talk to, because their purpose is to threaten you. Their purpose is to make you feel guilty because your name is there on the said consignment. Okay, and they are going to ask you, see, because your identity is there in this particular document, they will ask you, did you travel to any city outside your local city? And you would say, I keep traveling. Okay, when you keep traveling, did you check into any hotel? Obviously. And did you give your ID proof to the hotel guy over there? Yeah, without which they are not going to give the room. And he would say, maybe these hotel people, they would have misused your identity, because your Aadhaar is attached to the particular consignment. Just sent to so-and-so address. Okay, from international address they are going to tell, and they would say this consignment has 3 mobile phones, an ATM card, few SIM cards, a laptop, and RDX. You are like, RDX in my name? And it's okay. Okay, I'm going to further investigate you. So can you prove your identity? I want to connect you through the Skype call. Please call me on the Skype call. But calling on the Skype, you are trying to go along with the person's preparation. And on the other side, there could be a person who would be like, having some fake board behind him, fake display behind him, Mumbai crime branch. And this is the time where he's going to ask you to do certain things which you end up doing everything. He's going to ask you to log on to your bank. Show me what is your transaction. मुझे ये वेरीफाई करना है कि तुम्हारा अकाउंट में कोई ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं हुआ है, मतलब फेक ट्रांजैक्शन या हेवी ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं हुआ है. You say you are a businessman, prove me your business. Okay, so all these things in the process of interrogation can be asked, which everybody knows. But is he the officer who is supposed to be interrogating? Is a very big question. And people without idea, without the understanding that this could be a fake call, because of the name what they use, Mumbai Crime Branch, articles, RDX, courier in your name, people actually submit themselves and just do everything possible. And this is a very big thing to be understood, especially for those who frequently travel. You could be the target of this particular scam. Yesterday during our discussion, one of the participants asked me to highlight about Aadhaar-based, Aadhaar-enabled payment system, AEPS. So which I am discussing it right now. This again is a financial fraud, and as people in India knows that their mobile number is linked to the Aadhaar, and Aadhaar number is linked to the bank transactions. There are a few transactions which would have to use your Aadhaar details that goes as authentication factors, and he could buy a mobile SIM card or certain activities mandate you to use your Aadhaar card. That is the identity protocol. And Aadhaar enabled payment service is one more payment related service, and payments are done using this technology or the portal or the interface without the help of any kind of OTP or ATM cards, because your Aadhaar is linked to different banking transactions. So because you enable AEPS, the moment you authorize your biometrics, any amount can be withdrawn as per the AEPS provisions are concerned. This is a biometric based service, but while most of us use Aadhaar related services, not everybody actually understand how securely we can operate the Aadhaar based transactions. Participants, if you have not spent your time on securing your Aadhaar through your portal, you are at fault, because there are organized. I am not detailing on how this fraud is actually committed, okay, because I don't want to discuss that in public domain. So the step here is that biometric scanner will be used to take the data of the Aadhaar user. Money from the bank account linked to Aadhaar will be debited. Data of biometrics is taken by the scammer to access the victim's bank account. This is what, because your Aadhaar requires your biometrics. How does the fraudster get your fingerprints? I'll not discuss it at this point in time, because there are various means how people can get the fingerprints, including from your photographs. People do say hi on their photographs, okay, with a high resolution camera which is used to take the photograph that can be zoomed to that an extent where the fingerprints can be obtained, and people have done this in several transactions. But there are other means also how to take your fingerprints, but ultimately how you can secure is what is important here. You have the official portal of UIDAI, which is the authority. So you have to go to My Aadhaar as an option, and you can take a screenshot, dear participants. So you just have to follow this 6 important steps and lock your biometrics. When you lock your biometrics with the help of your fingerprints, which is the base of your Aadhaar, no transactions can happen. But if you share your OTP for any Aadhaar-based transactions, then that can happen. But only on the basis of fingerprints, which is the actual base for Aadhaar, if you lock your biometrics using the 6 steps, simple steps, okay, you can lock your biometrics to secure AEPS-based transactions. Okay. Proceeding further, in whatever category of crime we discuss, there should be a process of complaining, and the process of complaining at different states in India are having certain different procedures. Ultimately, the government of India, under I4C initiative, they have launched a specific number, which we yesterday also we discussed about it. 1930 will be the number which you have to call for any category of cybercrimes. That is the first number which you have to contact. Second, the cybercrime.gov.in, which is the government initiated cybercrime reporting portal, and this is where you can first go and lodge your complaint. First is the call center, next will be the cybercrime.gov.in. This is the portal where from any state in India you can lodge your complaint. Apart from this, there could be state or district specific cyber crime police stations. I'm not sure if every state, every district has got this setup, but wherever there exists a cyber crime police station which has the jurisdiction to receive your complaint, you can approach those cybercrime police stations, or you can simply log on to cybercrime.gov.in. By complaining it over there, that would be forwarded to the respective police stations, is what at the back end it happens, but you can initiate the parallel process. But for all these things, okay, for the first two things, cybercrime complaint on 1930 and cybercrime.gov.in, participants, there is something called as golden hour. This is the recent transactions, okay, the UPI based transactions, okay, as per the 2024 April 1st guideline has got a golden hour. I want you to refer to the new amendment of this provision, because there is a new amendment for UPI based transactions, and there is a golden hour which is extended for a specific amount of transaction. I'm giving you the hint to further do your research, because I want you to spend some time securing your transactions. Okay, so however, based on this, the I4C, participants, I4C is a national initiative. Okay, the abbreviation for this is Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, I4C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. There is a website, I4C, I4C.mha.gov.in. This, you can just Google it, I4C, you'll get the information. Under this particular thing, there are a lot of data which is actually uploaded by the government for the purpose of cybercrime awareness, cybercrime reporting. Some protocols to be followed. A lot of information is there on this particular portal. So with this, participants, we have come to the end of our session. So with this briefing of the 3 days activity, I mean, these are the QR codes where you can visit for following us on social media, and the links of our social media can also be forwarded to you on the chat box. But with all these discussions and case studies and the flow chart, dear participants, what I expect you to be is be cautious, because what we have discussed so far is specific nature of cybercrimes where an ordinary individual in the society is targeted. But there are different categories of cybercrime, which includes hacking, cyber terrorism, ransomware, malware. This happens on a different level. But ordinary ordinary user of the internet, to the kinds of crime they are exposed to, is what I have tried discussing in the past 3 days. Participants, with this information, the session is now open for any kind of questions and clarifications. Please unmute your microphone and pose your question. Fine, I don't see any questions coming up so far. So,
Hi, Manindra this side. Good evening.
please go ahead.
Yeah, you said that you unlock the biometrics. See, if I lock the biometrics, see, we give the that investments in mutual fund or Star Health Insurance, they will fetch the KYC. They can able to do it?
No. With the help of fingerprints, when you lock your biometrics, any of the which is based on the fingerprints is locked. At that particular time, as a user, I had to log into my Aadhaar again follow the same 6 steps to unlock my biometrics. And I use my fingerprint, you take my fingerprint, do whatever the business transaction which I am consenting you to do. Once it is done, again, I go back to my Aadhaar and lock my biometrics.
Oh, okay. Once I lock, others can't use this.
They cannot. They should not.
Oh. Yeah.
Keep your Aadhaar log is very, very important. And there's also a provision of using your virtual Aadhaar. Okay? So I would recommend you to spend some time on those things because that is not the purview of this our discussion. So I can only give you the hint as to what will be your further scope of research. I expect participants to go spend some time on how to secure your Aadhaar-based transactions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Virender Singh has texted on, sir, can you explain again about I4C? I4C is a Government of India initiative to counter the ongoing cyber crime of different nature. Okay, I4C has got various different wings to address. It could be the ransomware attack, it could be the cyber terrorism, it could be any of the category of cyber crimes. They have a special initiative. Okay, Mr. Virender, I would encourage you to log on to I4C because that's a very big institution and very big initiative of Government of India.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sir, this is Robert here.
Yeah, Mr. Robert, please go ahead.
Sir, you have spoken about the government have given us so much. There's various websites and all these things, websites as well as police station need to take the complaints. I have in the past encountered one thing wherein a person from the Pakistan was calling me and he was trying to do a fraud with me. When I took up the issue with the police person, they said, "ऐसा phone को attend नहीं करना है, आप cancel कर दो." Means they were not ready to take any what we call it. They are not taking any note or even a complaint. So in such a situation, what do a normal user has? How he can? Because I wanted to make a complaint, but he wasn't ready to take the complaint.
Yeah, see, I have probably in yesterday's or day before yesterday's discussion, I have highlighted that when you go to a police when the fraud is not committed, just the preparation to commit a fraud in the cybercrime is not a case for a police. Police will take part after the crime. But when you go to the police that, look, I'm getting a call from Pakistan-based number or this number trying to defraud me, a police has no complaint to take. What suggestion they have given you is what they are supposed to be giving it to you. But what you can do otherwise is that there is an initiative of the government. Okay, I'm just taking it. I think I should share the certain data for all the participants here on your email. Okay, for the specific question which you asked me, I remember that there is an initiative by the government to register all this fake numbers. If it is existing as per the Indian-based operators, they can deactivate those SIM cards. But for those numbers which actually exist as per the international numbers, Indian government has no jurisdiction over those numbers. They can actually activate any kind of paid virtual numbers. Any country's number, you can take it virtually. The systems, there are softwares which gives you that access. Ultimately, for the problem which you have witnessed, there is no investigative solution. Solution is that you have to be cautious.
Okay.
That is what the ultimate solution is.
Okay. Okay. So when it is out of India, okay. But when it's in India, for example, some days ago back, I got a call saying that, "Sir, I have a job opportunity for you." So when I started asking 2-3 more questions to him, he just gave a bad word and he just kept the call. Now over here, he's trying to make a fraud on me. He's trying to do fraud on me. Now, I being a alert citizen, I got to know that he's doing a fraud, but someone else may not. So is it the law says that after you get means frauded, your money is gone, you come to me? Is it something like that?
No, see, before I forget, okay, this the link which I just mentioned you, Chakshu is a project name, okay, which you can report the suspected fraud communication. Okay, Chakshu is the project name and sancharsathi.gov.in. Okay, I would request our volunteers to post this as a link to the people here. sancharsathi.gov.in. In this particular portal, you can start reporting this suspected fraud communication. But for investigation aspect, there exists. But in most of the cases, what happens is that the police would know from where this fraudster is operating from. Police also knows which are the prime locations from where the frauds is happening. But because of certain operational and jurisdictional issues, the police cannot go to that particular location and they just can arrest someone. And this is a very controversial situation. But if you have watched the Netflix series Jamtara, when the police goes to that particular location where the whole village is engaged in committing the cybercrime, and the person says, you pick someone and frame him in the case, because the actual fraudster is never actually identified, because the same number is used by multiple such people. For those people, it is a rozgar. It is a full-time work what they're doing sitting in their own places. The whole villages are operating for this particular scam. They are very well organized. And for law enforcement officers to go from your city to that particular village, they can only go, but they have a situation of not coming back, because the whole village stands by their people over there. They protest any police officers going to their village. So they're also connected to certain local establishments. So this is something which is very sensitive to discuss further. But ultimately, even though in some cases police knows where the fraud is happening, because of certain operational limitations, they cannot really go and arrest that particular fraudster, and simply they would advise you only 5,000 rupees. No, sir, please be safe next time. Okay, this is the usual feedback what we get, and that is why the actual crime statistics of NCRB is not the factual ones. NCRB only reports those cases which are reported, but there are at least 50 to 60% of cases which doesn't get reported, and they get only these suggestions. Okay, if a senior citizen, after he being defrauded with the sextortion, if he goes to the police station, police what they would say, sir, simply block that number, don't attend these calls. Next time, be careful. There ends the matter. And this complaint is doesn't even getting registered. So like this, the number of cases which is getting registered, number of cases which is happening, is having that extremity of the numbers.
Noted, sir. Got it. Yes, sir. Thanks for the information, sir. It was really, very good. 3 days I had been attending, and I really find more information. And surely I have got a little bit alert. Maybe in future, whenever this will happen, I'll try to recollect your suggestion and work accordingly. And thank you very much for the session organized. Thank you.
Robert, thank you so much for understanding the context of our initiative. And my appeal to all the participants here is that you attending this session doesn't end our initiative. As a part of the Clue for Evidence Foundation, we have an initiative to reach this kind of informative session to the larger audience possible. Wherever you have a provision to gather some group of people, we have volunteers who can actually educate the group of people on how to prevent this kind of cyber crimes. So we are open for it under the provision of our NGO. We have this initiative to be taken for cybercrime awareness. So please reach out to us for organizing such awareness programs. With this, dear participants, I'm very happy for the kind of the participation people had. I strongly believe that I have given you some basic elements of how the crime could happen, and tried giving you some keywords where, when those keywords are used by the opposite person or the person on the other side, should actually trigger you. So this is my purpose of this 3 days communication. So after this session, all the participants who had registered would receive a link for further initiatives, further communications. So I would open this communication. People here can join us as volunteers. So collectively, we can bring in a lot of awareness, and collectively we can help the people around us to be safe as the way you are today. With these participants, on the chat box, you have also received the links of our social media where you can follow and track our activities. And I would give open invitation for people to join us, show your interest to be a volunteer for further communication. With this, at this hour, I close my remarks, and I wish everyone here to be cautious and all the very best for your presence in future. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Please go ahead.
This is Prithvi.
Prithviraj, go ahead.
Sir, one of my friend has lock his Paytm account because he scanned and paid 100 rupees in a shop, but that shop owner has involved in some crimes like ganjas, like so his account is also blocked. They are saying that you are involving some crimes, so you have to come to Mumbai Central Police Station. But he is staying in Davangere.
So Prithviraj, I understood your question. Yesterday I discussed about this while making a monetary transaction on the money trial. Today, when you make a payment or receive a payment from anyone or any kind of link who are involved in any category of this kind of crime, even if you have received 100 rupees, because you are involved in a banking transaction from a person who is actually involved in some kind of crime, as per the police investigation protocol, your account must be frozen till the time you get a court order to release your money. I know this is a problematic situation. At this point in time, you have no solution except for visiting Mumbai, the police who has blocked your bank account, and to follow the legal procedure to get your account unfrozen. It's an unfortunate situation. I have witnessed a lot of people around me also with a similar situation. That's why I want to caution you, when you receive any kind of money, when you want to make any kind of payment to anyone, please be cautious, because you don't know in what banking activities they are involved in. This is the threat to today's banking transactions, but unfortunately we cannot have much control over it. I just want to mention, be cautious, but for this situation, Prithviraj, you will have to follow the legal procedure.
Okay, thank you.
Participants, with this, I believe if you have any case-specific questions, you are free to connect to us in future. At this point in time, going by the, and we are going.
Dear participants, sir is facing some network issues. It's been a wonderful session. I thank Mr. Pranitha Biyan sir. You can follow us on Instagram, and you can also follow us on LinkedIn. It's been a wonderful session by Pranitha sir. I thank him on behalf of everyone. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, so there you can find numerous videos based on awareness on several type of crimes. Thank you.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.